No matter where you happen to be on New Year's Eve this year, Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, will slowly climb up the southeastern sky hour after hour, and at midnight will reach its highest point, almost on the meridian.
Think of it. The brightest star visible from our planet reaches its highest point above the horizon at midnight every New Year's Eve.
Let's take a look at the hieroglyph of Sirius. The triangle, the dome, and the pentagram. Remember, the 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5 energy gives you the energetic center of our crater. The pentagram is the shortcut. So I think the pentagram is a reference to the energetic center of our crater. One of my viewers saw Anubis in the brain. Strange, a few hours after publishing my video, I had seen the same, but in another brain. Is this the reason Sirius is called the dog star? One of my viewers commented, I recently had a cataract removed and was literally blind in my right eye for about 2 years until the surgery. Now that I have both eyes again, my balance is off, reminding me of how Odin sacrificed his right eye for wisdom. So what did I learn, Mr. Oculus? I don't know, but when I go outside, the crows follow me around, making a racket.
Silence! Silence!
Silence!
I said silence!
These Moon Masters, silence!
Yeah, shut up!
Silence! Silence!
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Let's take a look at the alien abduction and the flying saucer stories.
Well, first beginning, we were watching television.
Well, as I say, it started first with a very decided tingling all over my body. The tingling finally extended to the mind area, and there was a clarification of mind, such as it's hard to believe. I seem to become one with the entire universe.
I know I saw it, but, and I mean, I know myself I saw it, but I believe I saw it, but I can't fathom it because it seems so unreal.
Where were you then? What time of day or night was it?
It was 2 o'clock in the morning and approximately a full moon, which is like daylight on the desert. And I asked him what he wanted, and he said, my name is Solganda, and I would be pleased to show you our craft.
Solganda?
Solganda.
Was the craft visible to you at this time?
It was when he stated this, I saw beyond him the ship, which I hadn't seen before.
What did you see?
A bell-shaped type of anti-gravity ship that they operate as a scout ship out of their big carriers.
Well, it struck me that the first alien encounters were always with saucer-shaped spaceships. What could be the reason? It might have something to do with the development of television. Television started off with a mechanical device. It was a disc with holes in a spiral shape, the Nipkow disc. At a certain speed, images became visible. Thanks, Bill. And it seems to me that 33 is an important number, probably the code to get inside of our brain. the Nipkow disk almost has the same shape of our crater. Put over the continents with the 33 segments, it's almost like the flying saucers have the shape of our crater. And at the same time, our brain, of course. Is it a coincidence that all the information is put on a spinning disk? Probably not. Let's take a Nipkow disk. Take a record. If you put certain sounds at certain places on your record in reverse, would you manifest drink Coca-Cola in your brain?
In 1923, an American of Russian extraction, Vladimir Zworykin, used Brown's invention to develop the iconoscope camera tube, a forerunner of the modern television camera. With it, Zworykin achieved the breakthrough to modern, fully electronic television technology. 12 months later, he obtained a patent for a tube for image reproduction. In the picture tube, electromagnets guide a beam of electrons over a screen horizontally and vertically. Lots of individual spots of light appear on the phosphor-coated screen. The brightness of each spot of light depends on the strength of the electron beam. The original picture is formed from the spots line by line.
When I saw this moving line on a screen, I automatically had to think about the lunar wave. Remember, I made a video about how I thought the pyramids were responsible for the image of moon and sun. Let's compare the electrical windings of CERN with an electron gun on an old television. The predecessor of CERN was the cyclotron. The first one was made in 1934. Remember, Hitler came in power in 1933. Notice the resemblance with the Nipkow disk. Maybe a side effect of the Nipkow disk was contact with aliens. Another question would be, could you project an image on the brain firmament and maybe use the pineal gland as electron gun? Imagine the power you would have. That would give the lowest form of life a godly status. So what happened to the old firmament? Let's say you want to shoot some rockets in space, but the old firmament is preventing you from doing that. Well, first you create a war and you destroy the old firmament with some nuclear devices. Then you replace the old firmament with a new one. En klaar is Kees.
Small fraction of an inch, maybe an eighth of an inch, but I can see footprints of my boots and the treads and the fine sandy particles.
But Houston, we have a problem. We need a screen to project on.
Now, you talked about a crater on the moon. Now, I thought all the moon stuff had been debunked and that nobody ever really knows what goes on the moon. What's this?
Well, this is the Gassendi crater. This is 55 miles long and oval-shaped. It's in the Mare Humorum Sea, or on the edge of it. Since 35 years ago, they wondered why this particular crater had these lines in it. And with the magnification which you can get with a larger telescope, this is what they found. These lines are tubes laying on the surface of this crater and running under some of the mountain ridges. There are 3 large dome-shaped structures in here. These tubes run clear outside of the crater, and we know they are tubes laying on the surface because the sun is shining from this angle, and this mountain peak causes this shadow.
What does it all mean? Does it mean that this is a rocket launching or a flying saucer base on the moon?
This has been a base on the moon for perhaps many thousands of years, used by these people in the spaceships to resupply their ships or whatever is required.
Not even Life magazine has accepted this as genuine, though, has it?
Well, the Palomar Observatory people that took the picture won't even comment on it.
In my view, that doesn't look like the Gassendi crater. But there was one little detail that drew my attention. Remember this image from the Galactic Liars? In my view, they are showing Epcot, the center point of it. Let's compare it. I know it's always very dangerous to do that, but let's do it anyway.
Since 35 years ago, they wondered why this particular crater had these lines in it. And with the magnification which you can get with a larger telescope, this is what they found.
So this guy is telling us that in the 20s they are taking high-resolution pictures of Epcot. Well, they had some very good telescopes in these days. Another possibility, of course, could be they were flying outside our crater in the 20s. This, of course, is a very strange story. On the one hand, he is talking about aliens, and on the other hand, he shows us a real photograph of Epcot. Why are they showing us pictures of Epcot, knowing very well no one would recognize them?
Meanwhile, a packed stadium and flag-draped cheering streets greet Chancellor Hitler on his way to perform the opening ceremony.
Ich verkünde die Spiele von Berlin zur Feier der 11. Olympiade neuer Zeitrechnung als eröffnet. Olympiade neuer Zeitrechnung als eröffnet.
have a time machine plan. You have done experiments which show you can bring the past to life. Where did this formula come from?
I love that Scotch accent. Jack, the formula came from a ship that landed at my airport in 1953 on August the 24th, which had 4 people aboard it that came from another planet.
And what form did the formula take? Did he implant it in your mind by telepathy, or did he give you something written in English?
He spoke it to me verbally.
And you remembered this?
There's nothing to it to remember.
Will you tell me now? The formula for a time machine.
F equals 1 over T, F being frequency and T being time.
And this enables me to go back to the time of Caesar's armies conquering Britain.
Well, it would enable a mathematician to work this out, yes.
Can you clean it up any more than that, Fish?
I'm working on it.
What the hell? Try zooming out. All right, freeze.
Reverse values.
Try zooming out again. Rotate 90 degrees counterclock.
My God.
Okay. Wouldn't it be lovely to make contact with another civilization that has arisen and evolved independently? And so what we did was to devise a complicated message, which you can see here, of zeros and ones. Now the key to this is that the total number of zeros and ones is 31 times 31 times 31. 31 cubed. And it suggests that it's a pictorial message in 3 dimensions.
It was not necessarily a 3-dimensional model at first. It could have been a movie. And it was only when we had drawn them out and looked at them that it became very uncertain whether it was anything like that.
Since it was a dull movie, you figured it was really a 3-dimensional.
That was about the size of it.
So here is, in 3 dimensions, what the resulting model is like. Now let's see what the graduate students have to say about their interpretation of this funny-looking message.
And although we know that you have a sense of humor, Mickey Mouse was not our idea of a joke, so it had to be something else.
The only thing it really looked like was a molecular orbital type drawing of a molecule. And the first one that came to my mind was formaldehyde.
And Kathy is in fact right. This was intended to be a formaldehyde molecule, although it does look a little bit like Mickey Mouse, in which there's a carbon atom, 2 hydrogens, and an oxygen. Now, what could the significance of that be? Why go to all this trouble to simply say formaldehyde? And the answer is that formaldehyde has a radio frequency attached to it. And what all of this trouble is about is the message is saying, don't listen on this station. This isn't the station that's interesting. Listen on the formaldehyde station, and that's where the Encyclopedia Galactica will be. Notice that if we made a serious such search and succeeded, the results would be inestimable. We will have ended the isolation of mankind from the rest of the universe forever.
Let me tell you the story of the master race, the Aryans, refugees of Atlantis, descendants of Noah, descendants of Ashkenaz. Let's call them the Salamonsters, stuck in the crater of the apes. Let's tell the story of a brilliant agent. Let's call him 006. Brilliant actor, psychopath, probably an MK Ultra victim with multiple personalities. Trained in Great Britain, was sent to Germany to take power. Sponsored by his fellow Salamonsters, the Rothschilds. a new invention was made, the cyclotron. And the purpose was to look if this device was able to mind control an entire population. The answer was yes. In no time, 006 had seized power and installed a 1,000-year empire, worshipped like a god. But the Solar Monster Council decided that Europe was not big enough. They wanted the whole world. So they aborted the 1,000-year empire. Hitler was defeated, Germany destroyed, and 006 was sent to the US, where he had a bigger military-industrial complex at his People will say, well, Hitler being Walt Disney, that's ridiculous. Well, it really doesn't matter if it is one person or two persons. One of my favorites is Morgan Freeman being Jimi Hendrix. You know, I love this one. Being a fan of Jimi Hendrix, I was watching a live recording of him. And suddenly, I started seeing Morgan Freeman playing the guitar. Or was it just another trick of the brain? Let's say you invent a cyclotron. How could we use this to help people? But not the Solar Monsters, of course, being the master race. You stupid apes! You should be thankful they want to rule you. So the only purpose of this tool will be world dominance. No better place to start, of course, than the military. Build an underground base, put a cyclotron in it and start mind-controlling soldiers. Create the super soldier, the SS. Take a look at the symbology of the Nazi military. SS, is it Schutzstaffel or is it Schwarze Sonne? ISIS, all black and white. The insectoid messiah with the rotating wheel, throwing off all human empathy and become part of the insectoid hive mind. That is the wet dream, of course, of every psychopathic maniac. Then you have the super soldier stories, of course, and it's always the same story. It's underground bases, aliens and interplanetary battles. All confirming the heliocentric model, of course. They tell you the wildest stories. But Flat Earth is a CIA psyop. So you have the story of Montauk, Area 51, Dulce, Fort Detrick. Another place to put a cyclotron might be a university, create some fake scientists, a psychiatric clinic. Maybe you could do some experiments on some psychiatric patients, completely voluntary, of course. Let's say that the cyclotron is punching holes in your aura. That would make you vulnerable for external infections. Now, behind the veil, you start perceiving another reality. You start seeing aliens everywhere. Let's take a look again at TV. So you have the electron gun on the back of the TV, shooting electrons on the screen. But because you are facing your screen, this electron gun is also shooting electrons straight into your brain. So they are not just shooting holes in our brain, they are also shooting holes in the dome. So the dome might still be there. Let's say we are safe in our dome, protected by our aura. But a predatory race is waiting for us. Do you want to meet the aliens? Do you want disclosure? Do you want to live on Mars? Sure. So you are put on a rocket to Mars. That's what you think. Well, for all you know, you might end up in Epcot. Or Sirius B. As a food source of some predatory race.
Do that for? Maybe they don't like him, the human being.
Well, people, I'm going to stop for a few months and take some vacation. I will post a new video on October 1, so don't worry, I'll be back. I want to thank all you people for your nice comments and your support. So I wish you all the best and see ya!